A solution to the given system of equations is xy. What is the greatest possible value of x? So we're given these two equations, y equals x plus 9 and y equals x squared plus 16x plus 63. And we need to find the solution, but more specifically, the greatest possible value of x. So we can solve for x in these two equations by setting the y's equal to each other. So y is equal to x plus 9, but it's also equal to this quadratic. So y equals y, so that means that x plus 9 also equals x squared plus 16x plus 63. So these two quantities are equal, and we need to find for which values of x they are equal. So first, let's move these two to the other side by subtracting x and 9 from both sides. This leaves us with 0 on the left, and on the right, we'll be left with x squared, and then 16x minus x is 15x, and 63 minus 9 is equal to 54. So now we can factor this quadratic by grouping. So we know that 15x is equal to 9x plus 6x. And we also know that 9 times 6 is equal to 54. So that means that if we split apart the 15x into 9x plus 6x, we can factor by grouping, because in order to, there should be a plus sign here. In order to factor by grouping, when you have a quadratic that's in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, you need to split the b term into two terms. We'll say b1x plus b2x, such that b1 times b2 equals c. This will allow you to factor by grouping. We can see in this case that 15 is equal to 9 plus 6, right? And 9 times 6 is equal to 54. So this will allow us to factor by grouping. So let's do that now. So from the first two terms, we can take an x common out. So we can take an x times x is x squared, and then plus 9. And then from the second two terms, we can take a 6 common out. So 6 times x is equal to 6x, and then 6 times 9 is equal to 54. Now we can see that what's inside these two parentheses is the same. So we can take that as a factor and common out as well. So x plus 9 times x plus 6. So now that we've factored this quadratic, we can solve for values of x. So here, in order for this right-hand side to equal 0, since it's a product of two factors here, one of these has to equal 0. So this one here equals 0 when x is equal to negative 9, because negative 9 plus 9 is equal to 0, and 0 multiplied with anything is just 0. So that satisfies the equation. And then x plus 6 is equal to 0 when x equals negative 6, because negative 6 plus 6 is equal to 0. So these are our two values of x. And the question asks for the greatest possible value of x. And negative 6 is greater than negative 9, so negative 6 is the correct answer.